Hey everybody, the Super Vader 400 here, the brown skinned human, and of course Douglas Blair Roberts coming back at you with another video. And as you can see by the title above, this is the intro video to various Dragon Ball Z rants. Like I've said in previous videos, there will be one intro video for a bunch of audio narration reviews, because in previous videos I got sick of recording an intro for every audio audio narration, and I want to save more disk space on my hard drive. So this is what we're going to be doing from now on. So this tackles every Dragon Ball Z rant: the Piccolo Saga, Saiyan Saga, Namek and Frieza sagas, Android and Cell sagas, Babidi and Majin Buu base sagas, the entire Dragon Ball Super franchise, Fakatsu no F, the entire Dragon Ball Z franchise, the entire Dragon Ball franchise, and even though I like these versions of Dragon Ball, love these versions of Dragon Ball, um, Super Brawly, and of course maybe Dragon Ball Evolution. Because while I like those films, I do have a problem. I do have a couple of problems with those films. So this is the intro video to all Dragon Ball based rants. So with that being said, let's get started right now. Gonna show you what I'm made of. Now is part two for my review and rant on the Namek and Frieza based sagas. Now, the the Namek part I actually still enjoy as an adult. That's actually my favorite part, and I consider it one of the best sagas in the canon Dragon Ball Z series. There's only one problem I actually have with the saga, and that's the main boss and the main antagonist himself, Frieza. Frieza. Oh, and number two, once again, carrying over from the Saiyan saga, Vegeta's motivation. Those are the only two problems I have with this saga. When we get to in the Namek saga is the Ginyu Force, Zarbon, Dodorio, and Kui. When it was all of those characters, the show was okay. When Captain Ginyu was defeated and we got to the Frieza fights, this right here was top of the line retardation and some of Dragon Ball Z's worst. Even before we get to the Majin Buu saga, the only things making this better than the Majin Buu saga, just like with the Saiyan saga, is they have a better cast and character. They have a better cast and characters. Their storylines are just as shit as Majin Buu was. Majin Buu was. The Namek portion of this saga was good. The actual Frieza portion was terrible. The only parts I enjoy as an adult are Goku and Piccolo's fights with Frieza and the Super Saiyan transformation. Oh, and I guess to a lesser extent, Gohan's development, but I much prefer adult Gohan, so not even so much that anymore. This is the worst. Then, not to mention, this was when Funimation was taking over, so was worse than watching a terrible saga is watching a terrible saga that's being dubbed and acted poorly with the original in-house dub, and later even worse with the remaster in Dragon Ball Kai. Remastered wasn't that bad, but it was just bland, and boring in comparison to the Ocean dub. A common problem I have with Funimation, they're either a combination of bland, boring, or terrible, or sometimes a combination of all the three, which is Kai and the original in-house Funimation dubs. So, um, so yeah, it's the worst. It's the worst ever. The Ocean Dub people should not have left. They should have stayed for the rest of the series, man. But let's continue. Let's continue with this show right here. So once again, going back to the let's start off with Frieza's fight. Let's start off with the Namek saga. Like I said, let's start off with Frieza. Frieza overhears about the Dragon Balls through Raditz's conversation with Piccolo, and goes to Namek, heads for Namek to look for the Dragon Balls. This part is told to us during flashback when he finally gets all. No, before that, Zarbon, one of the smartest henchmen ever, senses Gohan and Krillin defeating two of their soldiers, and recognize that there's someone else out there. There's other power levels out there looking for the Dragon Balls, and suggests to Frieza that we should go take care of them. We should go take care of them. But Frieza says, no, the Dragon Balls are a priority. So then they hit up the very first Dragon Ball, hit up the first Namek village. And at the Namek village, after Gohan and Krillin reveal themselves and attack Doria and save Dende from Frieza, Zarbon suggests helping Doria capture Krillin and Gohan, but Frieza tells him to stand back. And this causes Dodoria to run into Vegeta, and Dodoria blabs out the secret in an effort to save his own miserable life, and Vegeta massacres him anyway. Then of course later Zarbon encounters Vegeta, and Zarbon is barely able to defeat Vegeta, and leaves him in the water below. And Zarbon reports back to Frieza saying, we did it, we defeated Vegeta, we got Vegeta out of your hair, which is what Frieza initially wanted. He wanted Vegeta off his back. So instead of just getting his men, or using his ship to take a visible layout of the entire planet, using his ship to get a visual layout of the entire planet, he instead comes up with a brilliant idea of having Zarbon go get Vegeta, bring him back here, heal him, and have Apul, one of the weaker Frieza soldiers, the tech guy, have him guard Vegeta. Vegeta breaks free, kills him, and steals five of his Dragon Balls, and he sends Zarbon out. He blames Zarbon for something that's his fault, and sends Zarbon out to pretty much his death. So right here, people like to say Frieza is the greatest villain ever. Frieza is one of the worst villains and one of the worst characters of all time alongside Vegeta. You can't sympathize with him. Not only is he a dumbass and makes stupid decisions when it comes to accomplishing his plans and fails at accomplishing these plans despite his great power and his position in the series as a ruler or emperor, we're supposed to care about him. And then we're years later, when he's past his prime as a villain, we're supposed to take him seriously when they bring him back. When first off, he's an idiot when it comes to accomplishing his goals. He fails at just about everything. Then he sacrifices his own men. I'm probably the only one who enjoyed the henchmen, the Ginyu Force and Zarbine over Frieza. I enjoyed those fights and their stories over lame ass Frieza. One of those many stories where the henchmen are much better than the main antagonist himself. Frieza only really ever existed was to give the Z Fighters a strong opponent to fear and fight. And once he was past his prime, they keep trying to bring him back and bring him to the presence he had here. And it just isn't the same anymore. And it's hard to take him seriously. I don't take him seriously. So let's continue with the Frieza thing. Then he calls the Ginyu Force. The Ginyu Force Captain Ginyu successfully brings back all 7 Dragon Balls. But now let's continue. Successfully brings back all 7 Dragon Balls. But nothing happens. It's later revealed via flashback that even the Namek, before Frieza killed him, the Namek revealed that you can take the ball, but you Outworlders will never unlock the ball's power. You will never unlock the ball's power. So that should have told him that you need some kind of password or a code to unlock the Dragon Ball's power. Why would he tell you that and give you the Dragon Ball? But Frieza, being Frieza, just killed him anyway. Instead of taking him prisoner and forcing the password out of him. No, he decided to kill him, and he nearly killed everyone, losing out on his wish. Then he notices 3 Nameks left: Dende, Nail, and Guru himself. So he goes to Guru's location, and Nail decides to challenge Frieza to a one-on-one fight. Now watch this. Frieza agrees, since Nail has no chance against him. Frieza agrees to use only half of his strength. It never occurs to him throughout the time he is pummeling and beating down Nail, that Nail, who even at half of strength, Nail does not stand a chance against you. Nail does not stand a chance against Frieza. It never occurred to Frieza that Nail was stalling and buying time for somebody. He was just beating up Nail and torturing him and wasting casual time beating up Nail when it was obvious Nail was stalling for something or someone. Then finally, right when Dende delivers the passwords to Gohan, Krillin, the passwords to Gohan and Krillin, Nail finally reveals to Frieza Nail finally reveals to Frieza that he was pulling his leg and stalling for the Earthlings and Dende all along. But Frieza never figured that out until Nail told him. So Frieza flew to that location and immediately lost out on his wish. Talk about stupid. When all of this time he could have, throughout this entire saga, he could have got a scouter, went to whatever Vegeta's location was, went to whatever Gohan and Krillin's location was, and straight up ended all of their lives and ended all of their careers. But no, he let He let a midget, he let a Namek and Dende, Gohan, Krillin, Nail, and technically Vegeta outwit him and cheat him out of his wish, which was immortality. Completely, completely stupid, man. Completely stupid. Then what else about this series, man? What else about this? What else about Frieza? So yeah, Frieza. Then let's move on to the next worst character in this saga. That is Vegeta. I mentioned continuing from the Saiyan saga. In the Saiyan saga, we learn he wants immortality, but we learned in this saga is to attack and overthrow Frieza. Vegeta, who in this saga is a weak ass 24,000, 24,000, later 33,000, was going to get immortality and somehow challenge and beat Frieza. Once again, immortality only increases your life. That does not increase your power level. You have eternal life, which means all Frieza has to do, he can't kill you. All he has to do is beat you up, severely injure you, break every limb in your body, throw throw you in a hole and bury you. And you'll still be alive, but you'll be even worse shape than someone who does not have immortality. Dumbass. Then the stupidest thing about this, another plot hole number two, this retarded plan actually almost works. Vegeta somehow, all he did was fight Zarbon twice, fight Raccoon, eat a sensu bean, then fight and kill Jace, then fight Ginyu twice in Goku and in Ginyu's regular body, and somehow that pushed him over the edge, gave him a huge Zenkai boost that rivals Frieza's first form. Because when they met, he was able to stop a punch from Frieza and hold him there for several seconds. Then, and hold him there for several seconds, power up rapidly, and cause Frieza's scouter to break. Then, in the most retarded thing I have ever seen in anime, comic books, cartoons, whatever, Vegeta goats Frieza, taunts him, and tells him to transform, showing he learned nothing from his fight with Zarbon earlier. And some people try to defend this by saying he thought Frieza was the same as Zarbon. Frieza isn't the same as Zarbon, dumbass. Just a minute, just another plot hole. Just a minute ago, you were scared to death of him. Scared to death of him. Scared to death of him. Now you immediately taunt him. That's plot hole number 4. Plot hole number 5. Before all of this, Vegeta's wish. Gohan, Krillin especially have made it clear that throughout the series, they do not trust you. They do not trust you with the Dragon Ball. They have made it clear throughout that saga that they don't trust you when it comes to using the Dragon Balls. So, Vegeta, he has the genius, first off, earlier in the series, he didn't know then, but he, once again, because he was stronger and they were weaker, he ruthlessly murdered the entire Namek series, even though he later learns there has to be a password. So had it not been for Gohan, or had it not been for Gohan, Krillin, and Goku, you would have lost out on your wish. You would have got all 7 balls, and you would have lost out on your wish had it not been for them. All because you foolishly, ruthlessly chose to murder a group of Nameks when you didn't have to. You could have just taken the balls and just left. And I hate how him murdering innocent Nameks, how that completely disappeared from the series. Completely vanished and disappeared from the series and was dropped as if it never happened. No way would the Z Fighters, would anyone team up with this guy after not only killing them, but killing the Nameks. I hate how, just for the sake of plot and popularity, Vegeta was immediately promoted to the good guys right after this saga. Here he was an opportunistic anti-hero. He was doing good things only to achieve his goals at the end, and he was forced to team up with the Z fight. He was forced to team up with Gohan, Krillin, and Goku here, or be massacred by Frieza the next day. So, but let's continue. So after the battle with Ginyu, after the battle with the entire Ginyu force is over, with Gohan looking out, this dumbass makes the foolish plot hole. Like I said, this was plot hole number 5. This dumbass makes the foolish idea to take a nap. To take a nap. Then, when this happens, he should have known. He actually believed Krillin and Gohan were gonna wake him up so he can wish for immortality, which that will help defeat Frieza. That will help in their battle with Frieza. Then that'll help him. That'll help them. That'll help them. That'll help him kill each of them when the battle is over. Which was your other plan, was to kill those guys when the battle was over. When the battle with Frieza was over. Dumb dumb. Dumb dumb. Dumb dumb. So then he gets there when they've used 2 wishes already. Then on the 3rd wish, when finally he gets Dende to make the wish, and Guru mysteriously, Guru dies, and you lose out on your wish. You lose out for your wish for good, and Frieza's here. And going back to plot hole number 4, instead of sticking, because this plot hole comes in handy later when we get to the Majin Buu saga, and it's used as motivation for the stupid Goku versus Vegeta rivalry. Vegeta not only taunts Frieza and tells him to transform, instead of sticking to the plan and waiting till Piccolo gets there, waiting till Goku is healed, fighting Frieza in his first form, he makes the brilliant opposition to tell Frieza to transform, and that puts Frieza at 1 million, where no one is a match for him, where no one is a match for him. So yeah, then plot hole number 7. Plot hole number 7 right here. I mentioned the Zenkai boost. The Zenkai boost. After Piccolo fails to beat Frieza, Vegeta comes up with a brilliant plan of having Krillin injure him and having Dende heal him, and since a Saiyan turns stronger after every battle and near-death experience, that will somehow give him the power to defeat an all-powerful maniac in Frieza, who's about to transform into his final form, which is even more powerful and is even larger than 1 million. But let's continue. Krillin reluctantly does this, and after persuasion from Dende, Gohan, and Krillin, Dende heals. From Nail, Gohan, and Krillin, Dende heals Vegeta. And Vegeta kicks him to the floor. Frieza kills him. So then, this gives Vegeta the false Super Saiyan, the Persuado false Super Saiyan 4. And that's what they called it. I was on Dragon Ball Wiki. Wiki gives him that huge, beautiful power up. And it turns out Frieza was just toying with him. And this power boost did nothing for him. And Vegeta proceeds to beat the holy piss out of Vegeta. Even back in 2000, when I was watching this, I knew Vegeta was going to lose the fight and lose his life. At least when Piccolo fought Frieza, it was unpredictable. When Piccolo was doing it, I was like, oh man, can he do it? Can Piccolo beat Frieza? Then Frieza reveals he has a 3rd transformation left, and it was back to my first prediction that Goku would win. And defeat Frieza. This right here was the most retarded thing ever, and the Vegeta character should just end it right here. This was completely retarded and one of the worst characters ever. His character. He's a prick. He's stupid. He's a dumbass. I don't care about his rebellion against Frieza, because both him and Frieza, who by the way are both the same character, by the way, one is strong and one is weak, but both are the same stupid. Both are the same level of dumbass. Both are the same level of weakling, coward, spineless punk, and prick. So you can't sympathize or root for either character, because both of them are so damn pussy. Weak, stupid, and retarded. I haven't seen any villains as dumb as these 2 characters were in this saga right here. And these were the 2 worst characters, and why this saga ultimately sucks. But you know what? If I mock Vegeta and Frieza, if I mock Vegeta and Frieza, if I mock Vegeta and Frieza, then I have to mock Goku and Piccolo. Let's get to Piccolo. Piccolo, who barely trained on King Kai's planet, somehow fusing with Nail, who got his butt kicked against Frieza, who even Frieza, at half of Frieza's power, Nail still didn't stand a chance. Somehow, that gives him the power to defeat an all-powerful maniac. What kind of math is that? To defeat Frieza in his second form, forcing Frieza to go to his third form. What kind of math is that? Then Goku. All Goku did, Goku trained under 100 times gravity, under 50 times gravity. That right there, that puts you above Ginyu Force. I remember Ginyu reading the Scouter. His power level, his maximum was 180,000. Was 180 his maximum was 180,000. It was either 180,000 or 108,000. I think it was 180,000. I can't remember which number it was exactly. But when Ginyu read the maximum to his power level, somehow which means Goku at that power level still does not stand a chance against Frieza, who is 530 or 60,000 in his first form. Then Goku, all he did was fight Ginyu. All he did was fight Jason Birder, Captain Ginyu. Then Ginyu and his body fought Vegeta, Krillin, and Gohan and got thrashed by Vegeta. Then he managed to get his body back. During Ginyu's switch attempt with Vegeta, and go to the. Then he went to the. Then Vegeta took him to be healed by Frieza's healing chamber, and got back his and Ginyu and Vegeta and Goku somehow. All he did was fight Jace Birder, Captain Ginyu, and Ginyu in his body, and got thrashed by Vegeta, and then healed and attained, and somehow that gives him the ability to stand up to Frieza's fourth form, which is over larger than 1 million. That gave him the power to stand up to that form. If Vegeta lost quickly against Frieza and couldn't survive against Frieza's fourth form, how the hell does Goku survive? And how the hell does Goku survive against his fourth form? And how the hell does Piccolo survive against the fourth form and the second form, which he was able to dominate and fight evenly with? If I mock Vegeta and Frieza, then I gotta mock Goku and Piccolo too. I can't play favorites. And that gave Goku Goku was able to survive long enough to at least come up with the Spirit Bomb technique. Then plot hole number 8, we're going back to Frieza again. Frieza, instead of killing Goku and Piccolo first, he instead, or just and take his sweet time with Krillin and Gohan, no, he decides to first shoot Piccolo, then he kills Krillin. He kills Krillin, which creates the one thing he fears and the one thing that can defeat him, a Super Saiyan. So once again, Frieza pretty much set up his own defeat and dug his own grave. Now, I guess the story here was to show that you can't avoid your fate no matter what. But this right here was just completely retarded. And Frieza. Now, the anime showed Frieza having the advantage multiple times in this fight. You read the actual story, which is the manga, Frieza never had an advantage. Never. He got a couple of good shots in, but Goku even revealed when it was over in both the manga and anime that he spent all this time taking everything Frieza has and throwing it back at him, and it was nothing, and Frieza is no longer a challenge to him anymore. Pretty much what Frieza did to Vegeta and everyone else, Goku did to him. Frieza. Goku took his best and threw it back at him and told him it wasn't good enough. What Frieza pretty much did to Vegeta, Goku did to Frieza. Then what's his name? Now they showed us how he got the Super Saiyan, but like I said, the Zenkai boost he got before that, and this is one of the reasons I don't like about Dragon Ball Z, the fakery, the bullshit, these Zenkai boosts, these power levels. In one arc, in one episode, the character is weak. Then several episodes later, or in the next arc, after a series of off-screen training or some other BS or unknown means, unexplained means, they somehow obtain new abilities and these legendary powers. We don't see the journey or everything. And as such, I hate and can't care about these characters. I can't look up to them because everything about them is fake and bullshit. Then I can't respect them because they're assholes. They're assholes and idiots. So what is there to like about these characters? And that is like pretty much the 8 reasons why this saga freaking sucks, man. Sucks, man. Like I said, when it was Ginyu, Zarbon, when it was the Ginyu Force and Zarbon, it was okay. But when we got to the Frieza battles, it was top of the line retardation. That somehow Frieza, surviving being torn in half and losing all that blood, gets rebuilt into a cyborg, comes back to Earth stronger than ever, only to get beat up, and killed even faster by an unknown Super Saiyan in Trunks. Super Saiyan in Trunks. Trunks didn't tell you his name or why he was there until after he killed Frieza. So Frieza pretty much just got killed by an unknown Super Saiyan with a sword who came out of nowhere. Then later on in the series, he returns several years later in Fakasuma, and we're supposed to take him seriously. And he managed to train and tap into a power source that was more powerful than not only the Super Saiyan, which he couldn't defeat, but the Super Saiyan, the Ascended Super Saiyan, Ultra Super Saiyan, Full Power Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, uh, Super Saiyan 3, and Gohan's greatest power, the greatest non-fused power, Mystic Kai ability Gohan. Fuck you, writers. Screw you, Toriyama. That was terrible. And screw Frieza, one of the worst and most overrated villains and characters of all time. So yes, the worst character. All the characters you could have brought back, you bring back this pussy. And he's only back merely because of popularity. There is no real storyline convenience why he should be back. This guy in the post-Cell and Buu eras in Battle of Gods was a main topic of this discussion. Was a main plot point of the film in the post-Cell and Majin Buu eras, and was supposed to care and take this seriously. Well, that was the Namek saga. That was the Namek saga. I like the Namek portion, but the Frieza saga was top of the line retardation, just as bad as Majin Buu. Only difference is this has a better cast of characters than the entire Majin Buu saga. Well, I'm finished for now. If you don't hear the rest of the song, turn the video off right now.